My name is Johan de Wit. I'm a Dutch national. I've worked for ING for over 27 years already. I've lived in 9 countries, but for the last 3 years I've worked here in Beijing in China. I've been seconded by ING to Bank of Beijing. At Bank of Beijing I'm a vice president. I'm responsible for the retail business, which is a large part of the bank. And at the same time I'm also on the board of Bank of Beijing representing ING's interest. My family is here. I have 3 young daughters. They learn language at school. They have picked up the language so fast that by now, after 3 years, they speak reasonable Chinese. Having lived and worked in many countries, I know how important it is to speak the local language because it opens doors that otherwise stay closed. I went for an executive Chinese language program. For the first 2 years I spent at least 10 hours a week on learning the language, mostly focusing on speaking.
你好，麦当。你好，现在在这签个字。谢谢。不客气。
You start learning the language, you get more involved with the culture because besides learning the language, you get a bit of a better understanding how Chinese live and think. I like doing sports, so around Beijing you can play golf and having fun with friends in the weekends in Beijing. You do need to realize when you move to China that doing business in China is different in many ways. I mean, first of all, on a daily basis, the meetings are much more formal than you're used to. You also need to realize that you will work long days and work long hours, including many weekends, and that you need to be available 24/7 for urgent meetings because in China the work ethic is very high and the work comes first in all aspects. I find the Chinese, when they do business, they're great strategists. When they have an issue, a problem to resolve, or a strategy to define, they think in a different way and they think in a very strategic way. At the same time, a lot of decision making is top-down. We are used in the West of having that everyone is empowered to make decisions at all levels, and a lot of decisions are taken by lower level people. There's a lot of differences between, say, the way that the Chinese and the Dutch do business. At the same time, I have to say that I find it also very easy to do business with the Chinese. The greatest similarity is that they're very pragmatic in how they do business. And they have a very much can-do attitude as the Dutch have. So I find dealing with the Chinese and working with the Chinese a very pleasant exercise. I want to congratulate the Groningen Confucius Institute Amsterdam with the grand opening today. I think this is a very important initiative to further strengthen the ties between China and the Netherlands, not only culturally but also business-wise. The economic ties between China and the Netherlands are important and will grow in the coming decades, no wonder. And I think that this initiative will help Dutch companies who want to grow in China to prepare their employees of being successful of working and living in China.